Welcome to the Homeschool High School podcast, brought to you by Seven Sisters Homeschool.com and the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. I'm Vicki, and I'm so excited because I get to talk about one of my very favorite courses, which is now online. So, for most of you guys who know me, you know I love psychology and I love human development because besides being a homeschool mom and having raised kids, I am also a licensed professional counselor. And so I wanted my kids to know about things that mattered to me in the way I serve the community. And one is through psychology course, which Seven Sisters offers an online component to for those that would like to have that. But now we have human development online. So I wanted my teens, when they were in high school, to learn about human development. So, for those of you guys who are new to the concept, human development is the study of how people grow and change from womb to senior years. So, every step of the way from womb to the time that we check out, we are always growing and changing. And we change physically and emotionally and cognitively and even socially. So human development studies that. Isn't that really cool? So teens who are especially interested in the question of why, it really helps them when they study human development to develop perspective taking. So one of the things that human development covers is, why do 2-year-olds always say no? Why do the grandparents always tell the same stories over and over again? Why do the middle-aged parents act like that? And why do teens themselves have existential questions? What's the meaning of life? And why do my friends act that way? And what's going on with my body? So human development is such an excellent course to help with that. So by questions, people would say, don't you guys have a video course that goes along with the textbook? And so we've got one now, and you can register at our Seven Sisters Homeschool.com for the online course. Now it accompanies the textbook because the textbook has the questions in the chapters, it has the tests. It has the extra materials that teens who want to level up to honors can use. They can choose from that so that their honors credit is meaningful. So what does human development cover? Let's talk about that. So the lessons, there are 9 chapters. So lessons are, chapter 1 is prenatal life. Chapter 2 is the neonate, the newborn. Chapter 3 are the first 2 years. Chapter 4 are the preschool years, the ages 2 to 5. Chapter 5 is elementary years. Chapter 6 is the adolescence, which of course teens want to know about. Chapter 7 is young adulthood. What can they be looking forward to as they hit their 20s and then the 30s? Chapter 8 is middle adulthood. What's going on with their parents? And chapter 9 is senior adulthood. So what are the grandparents up to? How do you understand and perspective take? And that's what human development does, is develop those perspective taking skills so teens understand the others around them as well as themselves. So the video course includes video lessons. So each chapter has sections, and so the sections have a lesson. These videos are presented in a little bit different format than our usual online courses in that they are in a doodly format. So they have, because human development requires lots of pictures. So there's cartoon activated pictures and music in the background. So it's kind of cute. And so it's more engaging and enjoyable. And so those are the video lessons. There's a transcript of the text reading for that video, and then all kinds of optional videos and pictures and things like that that help build interest. If a teen says, well, that lesson was cool, I'd like to know more, there's more links to videos with other cool information that is optional, but teens generally really enjoy. The course is presented at an average level. So generally, any teen can read and enjoy and listen to the lessons and enjoy the material. And then there's meaningful activities in the textbook that our teens can use to level up in a meaningful way so that they get that honors credit that they want for their transcript. So, because there's not one right way to be a teenager and there's not one right way to homeschool high school, we want everybody to have a chance to love human development. By the way, human development is not a required course for graduation. However, teens do need electives. And so this is a social science elective and a life preparation elective. So you can choose what kind of elective you want to make that. But it's just so good for understanding themselves and other people. It's well worth that elective choice. So if you are interested in the course, in the show notes, we will put links to the Human Development Self-Paced online course. And you can then register and get started on the course. We also have links for the textbook because the teens will need that for their tests and their questions. It's just I can't encourage you enough to take the course. Let the course be part of your teen somewhere along the line in their high school years. It is so good. Now, for teens who are really interested in life preparation, like a lot of teens will get married and have families, and so they will want to really kind of invest in their future by understanding human development. And then a lot of them will want to add early childhood education, because if they want to be parents, they can learn how to interact with their preschoolers in a way that's kind of homeschoolish. So, some of our homeschool graduates go on to be homeschooling parents. And even those who aren't going to be homeschooling, when you interact in a fun, educational way with your kids, it is a really enriching and fun experience for both parents and kids. So the early childhood education course gives different ways, different kind of philosophies of how you introduce children to the world in an educational but fun way. And it helps for those who are interested how to develop little preschool kinds of lesson plans. It's an adorable course and so much fun. So teens can do a human development course for half the year and an early childhood education course for the other half of the year. Or because human development at an average level is a full credit, and with the enrichment activities, it's a full credit honors level, you can just stretch that out for a very gentle and enjoyable, easy credit. It's because it's easy. Sometimes parents will ask, well, why is that a full credit? It's a full credit because it completes the scope and sequence of what human development needs to cover, all the topics that are needed to cover, but in a very accessible way. And so we call this a level 2 course. And so when we want to level up to 4 or 5, you do those enrichment activities that are fun, but make it a more rigorous course. So I love it. You can tell I love it. So if you know anybody who's taken the course, you can get from them, this has really been useful. Some of our teens have taken the human development course and then also added the early childhood education and loved it so much they decided to spend at least some of their time volunteering in the church nursery and helping out and observing with the kids. One of the teens wrote me and said that she had actually done some volunteer work in the pediatrics part of her hospital after being inspired by the human development course. So sometimes it opens the creative part of our teens' brains, and they do some volunteer work that is really good for their souls and their life experiences. Even if they don't go into the field, it's good enrichment. So let me recommend Human Development from a Christian Worldview is the text, and the course online on the Teachable platform is Human Development self-paced online course. And if you got any questions, you can always contact us at info at Seven Sisters Homeschool. .com. And I really, 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 really recommend joining Seven Sisters Homeschool Facebook group because there are so many awesome seventh sisters. Oh, yeah. So who's the seventh sister? There's six of us, seven sisters. There's me and Sabrina and Kim and Marilyn and Allison and Sarah. So who's that seventh sister? You are. And all of the seventh sisters are at Seven Sisters Homeschool Facebook group. So I'll put the links there. We also got links to all kinds of information on our Pinterest page, on our Instagram. So check us out in those places, and really, really, really like join the Facebook group. It's lots of fun. Also, what's really interesting to me is these days a lot of people are not reading for information on the websites. So we have 1,000 how-to articles on sevensistershomeschool.com. But a lot of people are preferring to read in formats like Substack. And so now we are including a weekly Substack article so you can get your how-tos for homeschool high school in a short format, usually with a little video to go with it. And so you get that right in your email. So look at Substack and sign up there because we want to learn little bits without being bored or overwhelmed. And that's what we are all about, because we're all in this homeschool adventure together and we're worth investing in each other. So this has been the Homeschool High School podcast, brought to you by sevensistershomeschool.com and the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. Thank you to Seth Tillman for editing, and we will see you all next week.